Russ Taylor, there's another name I'm hoping to possibly interview in the future. I sent a message. Definitely had an interesting career. Peter Avalon,
Oh
you
yeah.
you mentioned quite a bit. Could you just
Mhm.
talk about meeting him, your friendship with him over the years? Just give us a rundown on your relationship with Peter Avalon and what you think of him as a performer in person.
Well, I first heard of Peter because of like I think it was the Rookie of the Year poll, or he was Rookie of the Year for EWF, and I remember seeing that online, and I remember like I remember I was like a hater. I was like that guy. I don't know. I've just always been a jerk. Um, and I was just like really, and then he right before met him, uh, no, I met him at an EWF show, just briefly, just said hello, and then he cut his hair. He was Pretty Hair Peter Avalon. He cut his hair, and I remember being like, "Oh my God, like this guy's a dumbass. Like why?" And it's funny. He and I just talked about this the other day. I was like, "This idiot just cut his gimmick off. Like his name was Pretty Hair Peter Avalon, and now he cut all his beautiful hair off." Uh, and then so whatever, like a couple months go by, like 2 months go by, I think, and then I was in the cruiserweight cash out match in EWF, which was something where they would kind of pull in guys from other cities. It was kind of like this like 6 man thing. It was like elimination style, just some crappy scramble. And it would be like their best cruisers, and then some randos, and I was one of the randos that year. And I met Peter, and like actually met him, and we were gonna be in this match together. So I was like, all right, dude, like you don't actually know this guy. You've only seen what's on MySpace. Because that's still what we were using. SoCal Uncensored MySpace. You don't know this dude.
I love it.
You're just like go with an open head or an open mind, and because I knew some of the guys in the match. I'd already been on shows in San Diego with them or whatever. But Peter, we met and we just clicked right away. I just remember we were just horsing around in the locker room right away, got each other's number. We were just texting, and then we started being on Mach 1 or AWS together. And we would hang out even more, and then we would go hang out after. And like I started hanging out with him. He was tight with Sky because Sky was from the Inland Empire, and like kind of like Peter was one of his younger guys that he helped guide a little bit, and then I became one too. And so like we just kind of all ended up clicking up, and Peter is just he's been one of my best friends now for shoot 13, 14 years almost. Like we were always each other's kind of like benchmark, like, okay, I got to get where he's at. He's there, I got to get there. We used to work out together every Friday before Mach 1, and then we would go probably wrestle each other and beat the crap out of each other, and then go to Del Taco after. And, so we were glued, every step of the way from EWF, and then he was the AWS light heavyweight champion, and then like he was rookie of the year or something like that. And then I was rookie of the trying to go for rookie of the year. And like we were always just doing this. He got to PWG first, I was next, and then I got to TNA, and then he got to TNA, and then stayed in TNA, and then he even got me a little gig again. Like so, we're just I don't know. He's just as when you use the term brother in wrestling, a lot of people throw it around, but he is a brother. He was in my wedding party. We actually have what we call the Frozen Tundra series. We wrestled in Alaska, where he retained the Hollywood Heritage title. We wrestled in front of a like glacier on the 4th of July. It was awesome. And then we wrestled again in negative 17-degree weather. We were inside, but in North Dakota, the Canadian border, and I won. So
There
now
you
we're
go.
1-1, and we have wanted to settle the score somewhere super cold. We had tried to get on those death tours
In Canada,
up,
yep.
yeah, those tip top of Canada ones. We were like, oh, we got to get on one of those, or we could just wrap it up there. But we've never been able to make that work. So one of these days we got to have one more Peter Avalon. I'll see you in the ring in the snow somewhere.
Definitely gonna have to put that in the title somewhere in the promotion of the video. Just Johnny Yuma challenges Peter Avalon to fight in the snow.